Welcome to HyperScale Video Workshop. My name is Brett Green, and today the latest delivery has come all the way from Poland. It actually took about a 5-day stopover in Paris, which must have been very nice at this time of year, but it finally did turn up today. So I have a very good idea of what's in this box, at least one thing. Let's take a look and confirm. So I'm opening this box for the very first time. This is one of my typical unboxing videos where I just give you my very first impression when I'm looking at a kit for the first time. So I'm not guaranteeing that everything I say will be accurate, but hopefully by the time I do a detailed text and photo report later in the week, we'll get all that sorted out. And here it is, the ARMA models P-51B Mustang. Really nice box. Got the side opening box still. I'd probably prefer to see a lid to make the whole thing a little bit more rigid. But we have really lovely artwork on the front cover, and we have the various marking options in colour on the back cover. So there are actually a couple of other things in this box as well, by the look of it. Oop, one thing anyway, and that is the Deluxe set FM1 and FM2 Wildcat kits. So there's one FM1 and one FM2 in here, and once again we have the various marking options that are offered in this kit, which are very varied. So we have a nice selection of Fleet Air Arm as well as US Navy and Marines Wildcats here, and I won't look at this in detail today, but I'll do this again in the next couple of days as a full review on HyperScale. So let's focus for the moment on this P-51 kit. It's really surprising. I did a little bit of advanced research as this was on the way, that there is no definitive 1/72nd scale P-51B/C Mustang available at all. The consensus seems to be that the Academy kit is probably the best. The Hasegawa kit is a bit old, and I think there are some issues with the wings. And the Airfix kit, although it's much newer, has the rather wide, rather soft trench-like panel lines on it as well. So particularly if you want a natural metal finish, that's not ideal. So we're left here in 2021 without a definitive 1/72nd scale P-51B/C Mustang. Let's see if that situation has changed. We're opening the side opening box, and we have all the parts packed into a resealable Ziploc bag. So let's open that up and we'll see what's in here. So the first sprue has the wings, tailplanes and fuselage. So let's see if we can get a nice close look at this. The surface textures are lovely, really crisp, well defined, but very narrow, and they're consistent as well, so they look really good. Wings look just as good. So we've got a full span lower wing, and in fact we have a full span upper wing, which is a little unusual. So what's happening with the upper wing is that we have the entire wheel wells that span the two upper halves, and that's a nice idea, very nice indeed. What you'll also notice with the fuselage is that the entire area above the empennage is separate, so that we have the option of using either the filleted tail or the non-filleted tail, and we'll see here are those two choices. So here are the horizontal stabilizers with the elevators, and you'll see that one of them has the fillet built in and the other one does not. So that's quite nifty really. And they've got a separate fin as well. So there's the fin, there we go, there's the fin, two separate parts, one for the filleted and one for the non-filleted. with the rudder molded in place. The other thing you'll notice is that the surface textures for the control surfaces, the fabric control surfaces, are very smooth, very subtle indeed, very subtle, quite nice. Let's have a look on the inside of the fuselage halves. We've got a lot of structural detail that's molded onto the interior sidewalls. So that'll make a nice basic structure for the inside of the cockpit. We have some of the cockpit parts are here. So we have the cockpit floor, there's the battery, the throttle quadrant, and various other bits and pieces of seat. So there's one style of seat there. We'll see if there's another on another sprue, but everything looks fantastic. That's a really nice little sprue. Next up, oops, I'm just throwing it away. I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back. So, this is the second sprue, is the only other sprue. So it's just these two sprues that make up this kit. We have the 108-gallon paper tanks. We have the teardrop shaped drop tanks. We also have bombs. I think, would they be 250-pound bombs? Yes, I think so. We have some nice one-piece wheels and tyres, spinner, tail wheel assembly. We have shrouded and unshrouded exhausts and various other bits and pieces. Another interesting point here is that we have separate flaps. So it looks like they'll be able to be positioned up or down. And also there's a separate exit for the radiator at the rear of the aircraft. So that's all looking very, very good. So just those two grey sprues. Really amazing. There's a lot of detail they're fitted on those two little sprues. Next up we have, in another Ziploc plastic bag, I might even just leave them in there, the, oh no I won't. We'll show you what they look like. So we have the choice of Malcolm hood. There are two Malcolm hoods here. I presume one is for the open position and one is for the closed. We have the rear quarter windows, and then we have, I guess, the more familiar, let's see if we can get that in focus. There we go. The more familiar canopy, which actually folds up at the side and the top, with the different pieces that are required to do that for an open canopy. There's also a single part for the closed canopy on that conventional canopy as well. But apparently it was very difficult to get out of that configuration canopy in a hurry. So they asked for the sliding bulged hood as an interim solution to that problem. So they look good. They look good. Next up in the box, we have a small photo etched fret with harness straps, radiator face, and a few other bits and pieces on there. So that's handy, good to have. This is the expert set, by the way, so that's why we get some of these goodies. And we now have a look at the really nice Decal Sheet. It's printed by TechMod, and the colours look good. We have stencil markings as well as the national markings and individual markings. And no, it's very nice. We've also got the option of Decal harness straps if you prefer that to the supplied photo etched parts, and also there are a couple of instrument panel decals, so they're printed with a clear background and they'll just go straight on top of the kit instrument panel. Very nice, really nice decals. And the last thing in this package is the instruction booklet. So we have 7 marking options, and we also have 27 steps that cover the construction from beginning to end. Now it looks like this kit has a lot of options. So we have options that will include pardon me, the fin fillet and no fin fillet, the flaps up or down, the exhausts shrouded or not. It comes with the 3 vents in the lower cowl, the ones that are either blanked off, the round perforations, or the word has lost me at the moment, the little stripy ones. It'll come to me later. So there are lots of interesting options, and of course the open or closed canopies and the standard or the Malcolm hood. So you've got pretty much everything you need to build a typical P-51B C Mustang in any configuration. The detail looks great, the surface textures are lovely, and I think ARMA have got a really nice one here, and that we might finally have that definitive 1/72 scale P-51B C Mustang. Well, that's all I have for you today on HyperScale Video Workshop. From Brett Green, it's bye for now.